Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And that way you won't miss any of the future readings that we do for your sign, all right? So let's get right into it. What does Virgo need to know? What is the message coming through for you for this coming week? First card today is a Seven of Swords. Let's put this into some context, all right? And find out what the situation may be. We're going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. Oh, interesting. That is going to include today this mystery card, confirmation card, bonus card, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to look at this until the very end. We're just going to leave that right neatly over there. And hopefully at the end of the video that will tie the reading together, give us the confirmation that we're looking for. So please stick around till the end. I think it will be well worth it. Now, let me just arrange these. It seems like there's a fairly balanced set of cards here. We have some fire, we have some air, we have some earth, a little more air, a little bit of water, a couple of major arcana cards. So it feels pretty balanced to me. I think if anything is lacking, it might be just that little extra push, that little extra fire energy, right? I would almost bet that this confirmation card is going to be a little bit more fire because I feel like we're a little bit low on that kind of energy level. And we're getting into winter, at least here where I live, it's starting to get quite cold. And I think that just kind of, symbolically, but also literally, our fire just kind of goes within, right? And we start just kind of like hibernating a little bit energetically. But we saw the Seven of Swords come out first, and this is some kind of a, you're being pulled in different directions, okay? The Seven of Swords, I feel like you're trying to stay focused, you're trying to remain firm and steadfast on this central sword. And the central sword is like your singular purpose, your unified goal and intention. It really is your concentration and your focus, right? And all of these other little swords are trying to pick at you, trying to prod, trying to pull you in different directions, okay? So I feel like as much as you try to stay focused, you try to stay on course, the more you do that, the more you're going to meet with so many of these other distractions. Not so much distractions as in, people or things that are trying to throw you off course, but by maintaining your will and your focus, these other things, these other responsibilities perhaps in your life seem to take on a stronger energy. They just seem more exaggerated, right? When we're really trying to concentrate our minds, even a pin drop will feel like a booming echo, right? So it's the same when we're focused on this very, very important goal, this singular goal that you have, which, glancing at these other cards, I don't know if this maybe is a work thing, career, finances, something that you're very, very focused on. But the more concentrated you get, the more these other responsibilities, these other I call them distractions, but I feel like they're responsibilities more than just distractions. Whatever they may be, whatever their nature, I feel like they're very pronounced, very exaggerated because you're in this concentrated state, almost like a meditative Zen-like state, where the other things going on around you, rather than being completely blocked out, which maybe is like a higher stage of meditation, one that I have not attained to, this is an exaggeration or a pronouncement or an emphasis coming from those other responsibilities, distractions, those other draws on your attention, okay? So I feel like that's kind of the nature of things this week, the general overall occurrence, the situation. We also see this Devil card coming across your path this week. Now, this is some of your earth energy, Virgo, because whether you have much other earth placement in your chart or not, the earth is kind of a very important element for you, okay? And Capricorn is also of that earthy nature. But this Capricorn, this Devil energy here, this is about that creative impulse, that force, that fire that is underneath all of this effort. Okay, and yes, this could be representative of some Capricorn person in your life, right? It could be another person. It could be that it is kind of your muse in a way. It could be that force, that energy, that entity, that person, that object, that source for you that is really inspiring you. That is the motivation and inspiration for this central focus, right? For what it is that you're trying to accomplish, this course that you're trying to stay on. I think it's coming from this devil energy. And again, just to restate that, it could be coming from an external source, or it's projected onto that external source, let's say that. So it could be a person, a place, a thing, an object, an experience, an idea. Something onto which you've projected your highest ideals, your highest goals, and that is in turn fueling this focus, this intention, this very concentrated effort that you have. And this is that devil energy. This is that energy that really is just unbridled creativity. This is your heart and soul being poured into something in order to manipulate the physical environment in such a way that you are creating your art, right? Whatever that may look like. And this might look like some financial employment career things for you, because we do see some of this earth energy manifesting in, for instance, the near future with this Seven of Pentacles. This could be related to doing work and creating things for its own sake, not necessarily for monetary gain. Okay, this card, keyword here, don't know if you knew this, is failure, right? People see this card or they hear the word failure, they think the worst. They think, oh no, my projects are going to just come to naught. Nothing good's going to come from this. It's going to be, well, a failure. But this card has a more subtle, more occult, more hidden meaning. And that is doing this kind of work, producing these results, creating this art for its own sake, not for the monetary gain that you may or may not receive from it. Okay? So this card's not necessarily saying that, hey, you're going to be broke. This thing ain't going to sell. No, it's saying that you're doing it for reasons other than that monetary gain. That money, I think, is still going to be coming in because we see, well, for one, we've got this devil energy. So this devil energy does not give up. Even once it's succeeded, it still goes full bore on this path that you're on with the central sword, resisting these distractions or temptations, dealing with these other responsibilities, but always coming back to this central focus. That is all from the motivation of this Capricorn, this devil energy, all right? And it's going to lead to results on the physical plane. Now, these results, again, may or may not bring you the financial income that you're looking for, but that is a secondary concern for you. It feels like your primary focus is to create your art, to express yourself, to do what you want, to do what you love to do, what your singular central focus is that we keep talking about, right? So that is why we see the Seven of Discs in this position, in the immediate future position. Now, we were talking about that fire that needs to get things going. Well, we do have a little bit of fire in this the spread, at least on the path of the dove here, which is where we're reading right now. And in the recent past, we see this Two of Wands. This is typically a good card. It typically means that there is a very balanced source of force and fire, right? This very balanced, very mature, very close to the spirit kind of fire energy, okay? So this is fire in the best possible way. This is the potential for that just perfect balanced fire energy expression. Okay, so this is the potential that you have for passion, for creativity, for enthusiasm, for hard work, endurance, for that confidence and assertiveness. This is that spiritual source, kind of all of that fiery energy, right? This is obviously it's a two, right? So it's very close to that ace, to the one, to the unity, to that seed of all that fiery energy. So it starts as that little, infinite point, and this is its first expression. And this card is really about dominion, right? The key word for this card is dominion. It is about, you wake up, you look out over the horizon, and you see all of this is yours as far as the eye can see, right? This is all yours for the taking. And I don't mean to be, too aggressive with this imagery, but the Two of Wands really has that kind of fiery nature about it, right? Where it is capable and ready to take everything that it wants, right? And so this is that spiritual fire that is behind all of this, okay? And I think that what this has to do with your reading today is that maybe there was this moment that came for you where you didn't exactly decide to, grab the world by the horn, so to speak. But there came a point where you just decided enough is enough, and you're going to do what you feel is right. You're going to do what your spiritual fire is driving you to do. So I think recently there came a point in your life where you decided to take control. Okay, let's put it simply. I think that came fairly recently, maybe the last couple of months, where you kind of started to get this idea, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take control. And that is where we get into the Seven of Swords, the central sword here. I think you had that impulse. You had that, maybe a decision, maybe just that impulse, right? That fiery spark to just say, I'm going to do this. And now you're on this central path and you're dealing with these distractions, with these other responsibilities. Okay. The next card that I want to get to, well, you know what? Let's go down here. No, I changed my mind. We're going to go to the top. We're going to go to this major arcana, this Aeon or Judgment card. This is that rebirth, that reawakening, that baptism by fire. Okay. This is this fire energy just in its infinite capacity, right? So this, let's say, is kind of where this came from. If this was an impulse or kind of a decision or just that moment where you decided you're going to grab the world, right? Well, it came from this. I think this is your destiny in some way. This is your ultimate path in life. And this is like next level shit, okay? This is really being done with kind of the childish toys that you used to play with, and now you're really like taking control of the world, right? You're really walking through this doorway. It kind of has the feeling of a doorway here where we are stepping through into like a more evolved, a more mature being, a more mature state, right? It's almost like we're molting. We're shedding our previous skin and we're stepping into this new skin. And through this doorway really is the rest of your life. It really is the complete expression of all of this fire energy that we see that begins kind of in the practical sense, begins with the Two of Wands, is coming through this devil energy and is keeping you focused. It's keeping you on this central sword, and it's leading to the creation of your art, of your results, right? Which, again, may or may not have the financial benefits coming along with them. Or, like I said, I think that they do, but it's a secondary concern for you. Okay, it's not the primary focus. So it really is this, you're conscious of this. You're conscious that you are taking your life to the next level. And again, I think that goes hand in hand with this Two of Wands. You've decided to take control. You've decided to do this. You've made the conscious decision to step through this doorway. Okay? You've decided that you're going to do whatever it takes, you're going to do it. And I think it's going to have some really amazing results because underneath the surface, we have this Prince of Discs or Pentacles. This is like, this is the actual machinery of all of this. This is like the physical, mental, emotional work actually being done, right? This is you kind of like your higher being giving orders to the rest of you to keep doing it, keep digging, keep shoveling, keep building and creating, keep doing the work, keep using your hands, right? So it's really about the physical work, about moving the things around in the physical world. It's very tactile, right? It's very sensual even. But this card is the hard worker. This is the card that is really out there in the trenches doing the work day and night. Right? And this is that hardworking, doesn't ask questions, doesn't stop to wonder why they're doing something, doesn't second guess things, just does the physical work. And that's because you have already issued those directives to the rest of your being, right? You have this devil energy, you have this fire, you have this Two of Wands, and now it's just up to the rest of you to just do the work, because you've made the decision, you've chosen the path, you know what path you're on, and you still have to deal with these other responsibilities. You still have to kind of dodge the distractions, avoid the temptations, and handle your other responsibilities. But this fiery energy, this devil energy keeps you on track. Having kind of in the back of your mind this idea that you are transcending, right, through this work that you're doing, knowing that it's going to have, a physical, tangible result. You're going to be creating this thing. And I think it will have the financial results, but I don't think that is your primary concern. So we won't spend too much time talking about the money, right? But I think the money is going to be there. But it's kind of just an extra bonus for you, it feels like. But the work is being done. You are taking care of business, and you are down there getting your hands dirty. All right. Now let's move over to the path of the Serpent here, because this is where we see some actual water energies, some actual feelings in here, right? Because this over here, it's all practical thing. It's all energetic, but it's all practical on the path of the Dove. Over here, we see some emotional connections. First, we see your general energy now is a 4 of Cups. Okay, this means that lately your general energy has been just one of you're emotionally anchored in place, right? Your emotions are fairly stable, fairly secure and safe. There's not a lot going on there. There's not a lot that really gets you joyful, right? That gets you excited. There's a little bit of a lack of connection, I guess, or maybe new connection. Right, because the 4, like I said, it's kind of anchored. You're here right now. It's generally fine, generally, right? And it's just kind of at the outskirts or right on the periphery of this kind of wild time, this storm that we kind of see in the background, right? You stay here. You have rather safe surroundings. It's rather stable and secure. It's generally good, but it's not the excitement of that storm. Right? It's not that kind of wild ride that you would get going through this storm. So, right, like I said, you're kind of anchored in place right now, and that's a good thing. But it's also not a very inspiring thing. It's not a very exciting thing, right? And it's not really going anywhere. It's kind of stable and anchored right now. Is the kind of best metaphor that I can think of right now. So this is your general energy, and I think this is the part of things that have been lacking for you, and I believe have contributed to this initial impulse, this Two of Wands, to really go after what you want, really grab onto your passion, your idea, whatever this path is, and to do it. Okay, so I think that this path, this central sword that we keep coming back to, this path that you're on is really going to kind of get this emotional ship moving again, right? The rudder's going to start turning. You're going to start moving again. Okay? You're raising anchor, and things are going to start happening, for better or for worse. But there's going to be something going on. There's going to be some activity here. You're going to be trying to forge connections. You're going to be trying to find what really brings you that joy and inspiration on a deep level, right? As deep as the deepest ocean, right? It's a need to search those depths of experience to find what you really connect with, what brings you that joy, that pleasure, that satisfaction, that connection, that fulfillment, right? And that is where we come into this fire and the path of the Dove and this work that you're doing, all right? Next card we see is that central sword that we've been talking about. So I don't need to keep referencing the 7 of Swords here, because we've got that central sword here isolated, this Ace of Swords. This is that one idea, that one path, that one inspiration. This is that thing that you're doing. This is that idea that you're holding on to. This is the work that you're doing. This is what you really want to focus on and concentrate on while you avoid the distractions, you dodge the temptations, you take care of your other responsibilities. But this is what you keep coming back to. This is your guiding principle, your guiding light. Okay? And this is what you really have this relationship with, because this card is in the position of your relationships. How are you relating to other people? I think that what is working for you now, or kind of what your frame of mind will be in the future, in the near future, like this coming week and the following weeks, will be relating this idea, this central purpose and idea and passion of yours to other people. This is how you're going to be connecting with other people, is through this effort, through this work, through this passion that you have, either talking about it or in the course of doing it. That's where you're going to be meeting other people, connecting with other people. That's where you're going to be fishing the depths of this ocean for that joyful connection, for that meaningful connection, right? To get this ship moving, right? Get it traveling somewhere, whatever its destination may be, probably right through that storm. It's going to be an exciting time. So whatever this central idea is, whatever this focus is, this is how you're going to be relating to other people. This is what you're going to be bonding with others with. Okay? And leave me some comments. Let me know what this central sword is for you. Because it literally could be an infinite number of things. I think each of us have their own, central sword that they're holding on to. And I'm very curious what some of the other ideas are out there. Okay. The next card that we see is the only other court card that we have. This is in position of fears, concerns, worries. This is a Princess of Swords, so I don't know that this is a separate person here, okay? I don't have a very strong feeling that there is any one particular person in your life that is an important factor in this week, right? In this situation that you're in. But I do feel like there's a lot of communication going on. I feel like bonding and communicating and expression is very important, though I don't see it being directed at any particular, person. With the Princess of Swords here, I feel like your concern maybe is a little bit of a lack of confidence in your ability to express yourself. Okay? Because we just got through talking about how you're going to be bonding and sharing these ideas, sharing your passion and your devotion to this central sword, and that is how you're going to be, meeting new people and relating to people and bonding with people. Maybe there's a little bit of a lack of confidence in that area, right? Maybe that you want to communicate these ideas and this passion and this central sword. Maybe you do want to communicate that to others and bond with others over it, but you're unsure really how to do that or how to express yourself. Okay? So this could be a little bit of that lack of confidence in yourself, in your ability to communicate these ideas, because I'm even having trouble sorting out the idea really of this central sword, right? And mainly because it's so unique to each person that it's probably is just by nature rather difficult to narrow it down to a few words to offer somebody else to explain or to share what it is that you're doing or what your goal is, what your path is, right? But this lack of confidence or self-esteem, this needs to be overcome. I think you need to use this fiery energy, and that's again why I think we might have some more fire over here in the mystery card. Because we need a little bit of fire on the path of the serpent here to get you over this lack of confidence. Right? Because right over this is true happiness. 9 of Cups. Keyword here, happiness. Fulfillment. You're going after what makes you happy. This isn't attaining happiness. This isn't you becoming happy. Right? Because like I always say, once you become sugar, you can no longer taste sugar. So once you become happy, you can no longer get happy. You know what I mean? It sounds kind of silly, but think about it. If you've achieved everything that you've strived for, there's nothing left to do. There's nothing left to excite you, to really get you going, to get your ship moving again. So through all this work, I think you're really going to be pursuing true happiness. You're going to be working to attain this happiness, and it's going to be a lifetime work, right? Because you never want to reach that 10. You never want to be full of happiness. Maybe at the very, very end, you can say, all right, I've had enough. But until then, I think we always want to have a little bit of our cup empty so we can always strive to keep filling it, okay? And that's where we get the 9 of Cups. And this is actively pursuing happiness. This is actively gaining and pulling happiness toward us. And it's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful feeling, and I think it is coming at the end of the Path of the Serpent here. Right over this lack of confidence, this kind of dip in your self-esteem in terms of how you can communicate and relate to other people. Okay. But let's find out about that mystery card. Let's see if that is, as I predict, some kind of fire energy. You know, it wouldn't be the first time that I'm wrong, I'll be honest. I try to, just as me, as Paul, I try to kind of say what I think that'll be. But this isn't my reading. These aren't my ideas. This is the messages that I'm receiving, and I'm just acting as the conduit to these messages. Okay? So this card here is something unknown to me. And now I can think that I feel it should be a fire card, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. And it's not. It's not a fire card. It is this. It is the Justice or Adjustment card. So this is an interesting card to think about if this is talking about some kind of commitment or bond here. Now, looking at this card, though, do you notice anything about this figure? Do you notice what she's holding? She's holding the central sword. She is holding this Ace of Swords. She is holding on to this central sword, and she's, you know, pretty strong, pretty confident, pretty almost stoic about it. Almost as if she is turning a blind eye to any of these distractions. I think this is really emblematic of everything that we've been talking about, especially when we go back to the beginning of the reading, where we said there's going to be these distractions, these other responsibilities that are trying to, pull you from your central path. This is your absolute commitment to your path. This is you holding on to this central sword, and you may have obligations and responsibilities to other areas of your life, as we all do, but you are not letting those distractions or temptations or responsibilities pull you away from your central sword, from your purpose. This is an amazing confirmation. See, I couldn't personally have predicted this card, because this is such a connection, such a synchronicity, that there's no doubting the inspiration or the magic that we've got with these cards. Okay? And maybe it's just the kind of the unique relationship that I have with you through this channel, through these cards, right? On this particular occasion today that you're watching this, we have this synchronicity here. And I think this is the best, most beautiful confirmation. This figure is really representing everything we've been talking about from the beginning of this reading. And it calls back perfectly this 7 of Swords, and not letting any of these things pull you from your purpose, from your path, all right? But we're going to take a look at this a little bit further in the extended version of this reading. And I think we are going to just do, 3 or 4 more cards to see if we can get a little bit more information out of this Justice or Adjustment card. And if you want to become a member to this channel, and I really encourage you to do that, it's really a good way to support the channel. It's only, I think, $4.99, $3.99, $4.99 a month to get all of the extended readings. And that is a lot less than most of these channels. Now, I don't like to ever talk about other tarot channels, right? Because in my world, this is the only one. But I see a lot of other people are charging quite a bit of money for their extendeds. Now, maybe they are offering just something really, really crazy in their extendeds. I don't know. because that's too rich for my blood. So I try to keep this as low as possible. It's like $3.99 or $4.99. You get all of the extended readings for all of the signs every week. Every day, really, we're releasing new videos. So I encourage you to check it out, at least think about it. Otherwise, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, leave some comments. We are going to just check out this extended and see where we can go with this justice adjustment energy. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. This was your weekly tarot forecast.